How's it going out there, YouTubers? Cyberneticshark here with another new movie review for you. So let's get right into this review and see what I saw. So, the other day I had the chance of checking out an awesome movie, a comedy romance film that I absolutely think was fantastic and amazing. This film, I feel, didn't get as much good recognition as it could have. I think it was definitely considered better than a previous film that this actress has done. But at the same time, I just think this was a great and awesome film. Loved the premise, loved the idea, and just thought it was really fun, hilarious, and just heartwarming. And that, of course, is the film called I Feel Pretty. Now, I Feel Pretty is an awesome film. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Great comedy elements, great cast, just a really fun and fantastic film. Now, this film was directed by a duo that actually, this is their directorial debut. They actually haven't really done much other than this. They've been writers on films, but they really haven't actually directed anything. So this is actually the directorial debut. And those two people are Mr. Mark Silverstein and Miss Cohen. Now, this film, was just really fantastic, like I said, and I thought that they did a decent job with directing it. They made a really fun rom-com type of film. They had a lot of great ideas because they have written quite a few great films that, like How to Be Single and so forth, that just had great writing, and so I felt that their writing really came through also in the directing of this film. Now, this is just super hilarious and fun. Lots of great one-liners, lots of great scenes that just are stupidly funny and just fun and laugh out loud type of deal. And like I said, I think that both, Abby and Mark did a really good job of just directing this film and making it very, interesting and fun. Now, like I said, this movie has a really decent cast. A few of these people have been, around for a few years. Some of them have, haven't done many movies, but they are really good actors and actresses. Now, to start off this awesome cast, we have none other than the lead star herself, the gorgeous and beautiful Miss Amy Schumer. Now, Amy Schumer you might recognize from her show, Inside Amy Schumer. You might recognize her from stand-up and so forth. Now, a couple films I really enjoyed her and thought she was fantastic in were none other than the awesome film that came out a few years ago that's produced by the people that made Bridesmaids, starring Bill Hader. That, of course, is the film Trainwreck. Now, Trainwreck, I think, is a fantastic film. Love the idea that it's kind of loosely based on her real-life story, with her father and her sister and so forth. And I love the whole dynamics of Bill Hader and her. They just do a really fantastic job together. It's just a really awesome film, too. Lots of great rom-com, lots of great one-liners, just really fun and hilarious. And the whole idea that Bill Hader is kind of like considered this, like sexy man in this film, I considered the male lead. I think it's absolutely hilarious, too, at the same time, because he's such a great comedian. Nowhere and anywhere is he like a, Abercrombie and Finch model or anything like that. But still, at the same time, it's like funny seeing him kind of like in that lead role and playing opposite of Amy Schumer. And I think they made a great couple and duo in the film and worked really well off each other. And just Amy, I thought, was just really fantastic in it. I really appreciated her character. I really liked how she played kind of a little bit of herself, but at the same time, she, put a lot of her Amy Schumerness into it and of her comedy element, and I thought she did a really fantastic job. Now, another great film that she was in that I think is just a fantastic film as well. I absolutely thought it was hilarious and fun, and I wish it got more credit for how good of a film was. And also, it's the first on-screen presence of Goldie Hawn in, like, almost 20 years. And that, of course, is the film Snatched. Now, Snatched, if you're not familiar with it, basically it's about her and her mom go on vacation together and basically end up on the run from, like, drug cartel people, and they have to basically figure out what to do to survive. Super funny film, hilarious. I love all the cameos in it. I love Ike Barinholtz in it. I think he's absolutely hilarious throughout the film, especially when he's talking about Goldie Hawn or talking to his mom. He's like, "Mama, mama, 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 mama." It's so stinking hilarious. I think everyone involved was just super funny in it. Made it a really great film. Just super hilarious and should get more credit for how fun and just entertaining it was. Amy Schumer was kick butt in it. Thought she was absolutely wonderful in it, and just her perfect Amy Schumer self as usual. Now it comes in I Feel Pretty. She even brought the game even more. In even more than Trainwreck, that was a little bit of a drama. She really even brought it even further in this film and gave us a real nice kind of pep talk, really, and allowing to love yourself and that kind of humor. And I thought that was really fantastically done by her. She just did that so well. You kind of fell in love with her in the film. You felt bad for her, but at the same time, you felt confident about her and how she just, went on with herself and how she became the person she was at the end of the film. She just did a really great job and brought a great, role to life and gave us a really fun and entertaining film. Another great actor we have in this film is none other than an awesome stand-up comedy comedian that has really done just a few other films over the years, but is just a fun and upcoming comedian. And that, of course, is Mr. Rory Scovel. Now, Rory Scovel, I think, is just a really fun guy. I absolutely think all of his characters are awesome. I love that he played kind of a more straight-laced, kind of, straight, not weirdo type of character in this film, that he was, considered normal and, just like an average day Joe, and I just think he was so fantastic in it and really fun to watch. Now, a couple films that I know he's been in, one of them I've seen, the other one I have not, but I think he's just a really fun guy to watch. Now, one of these films happens to be an awesome other comedy film that came out last year starring Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler, and that happens to be the film The House. The House is absolutely freaking hilarious. If you have not seen The House, definitely check it out, people. It's so stinking good and so fun. And Rory was so hilarious in this film. He plays kind of like one of the side characters, has a few, brief parts in the film that are just absolutely hilarious and fun. He was really enjoyable to watch in the film, and he brought through some great comedy elements and made it very enjoyable and fun. Another movie that Rory was in, and I haven't had a chance of seeing it, but it is directed by that Dimitri Martin guy, who's a comedian as well, and you've seen in a few movies over the years. And that, of course, is the film called Dean. Now, I'm not too sure about this film, Dean, but it is considered a drama comedy film that has to do with death and just, this character named Dean. And Rory Scovel has a character in it that plays kind of like a friend, I believe, that is, trying to help Dean out and so forth. And like I said, I don't know much about the film, but from what I've heard in the trailer I saw, it looks like Rory has a really awesome character and looks really fun and funny in it. When it comes to the awesome film I Feel Pretty, he was so excellent. I absolutely loved him. Like I said, I love seeing him play kind of a straight-laced, normal guy, everyday, average Joe, and it was just fun to see him and how he interacted with Amy Schumer and everyone that was in the film, and just how kind of funny he was and being kind of like that straight-laced, normal guy. And he just, brought his, great, comedy element to it and just made it a really fun film and a great character. And just was a really great, addition to Amy Schumer in the film. And I felt they worked really well together and made a really cohesive couple, and just made it fun and enjoyable. Very entertaining. Really looking forward to seeing Rory in more things because he's a really great comedian. Another awesome actress we have in this film, of course, is the ex of the late great Heath Ledger, and that, of course, is Miss Michelle Williams. Now, Michelle Williams you might recognize from a slew of films over the years: Incendiary, Deception, Brokeback Mountain, etc., etc. But a couple of films I really enjoyed her in and thought she was fantastic in were none other than the awesome Wizard of Oz sequel that came out in 2013 that stars James Franco. And that, of course, is the film Oz the Great and Powerful. I really enjoyed her character of Glinda of the North. I thought she was a really good choice for the role, simply the fact that I felt she really brought, the original Glinda's, glamour back to the screen, gave us an idea of who she was more and how she was. And I just thought that Michelle did a really good job of portraying that character, being very innocent and, angelic and kind, and just being that type of character. And I thought she was just really good in it. It was one of the roles I really didn't mind her in and thought she was very decent and fun. Another great film that she was in is a Leonardo DiCaprio film that is considered a great thriller. I think it's a really amazing thriller film. I think he was so fantastic in it, along with Michelle Williams. And I just think it's a really great, like, kind of horror thriller type of film. And that, of course, is the film Shutter Island. Now, Shutter Island, if you're not familiar with it, is basically kind of like a, thriller slash horror type of film that all takes place on, like, this Alcatraz style kind of place. That's like a penitentiary for people with, that are considered insane. And Michelle Williams' character in the film is Leonardo DiCaprio's ex-wife, who unfortunately is deceased, basically. And in the film, Michelle Williams pops up throughout the film, in flashbacks and so forth, and I thought that she played the character really well. I thought it really brought out her dramatic elements that she's able to do. I thought that she was really good playing that character and worked well with Leonardo DiCaprio, and really brought out a sense of who that character was, and just, what she was dealing with, how she felt, and, having to deal with, being Leonardo DiCaprio's wife and her mental state and so forth. And I thought she did a really fantastic job. Really well done. I think another one of her best roles besides Oz the Great and Powerful. And just, she was really fantastic in it. I really enjoyed her in it. But when it comes to I Feel Pretty, I think this is her most funniest role to date. She was absolutely hilarious with that voice that she had to do in the film. I was cracking up every time she spoke a word, because that voice was just absolutely hilarious. And this goes to tell you that, I don't think she's anything spectacular of an actress, but this role really showed her comedic talent for what she could do. And unfortunately, sometimes actors and actresses, they have a movie where they show it, and then they go back to how they were. And unfortunately, I feel that's what's going to happen, but she really showed that she has some really good, decent comedic talent. And that this, role was so perfect for her. And she acted so perfectly in the role. It was absolutely hilarious. She was almost like a Barbie doll with a really high, squeaky pitch voice. And it cracked me up so hardcore. She was a great pleasure to see in the film. Absolutely loved the character. Thought she worked well with everyone. Loved she was put opposite of Lauren Hutton, who I haven't seen in forever. And I just think that she did a really fantastic job. To round out this awesome cast, we have none other than another SNL player that I think is a really decent, SNL alumni. I think she's pretty funny. I think she does a decent job, and I always enjoy watching her. I don't think she's anything great, but at the same time, I think she is entertaining. And that, of course, is the actress known as Aidy Bryant. Now, Aidy Bryant, like I said, I think is pretty funny. I think she's decent. Nothing spectacular, but very fun to watch. A couple films one of them I've seen, the other one I have not. But I feel that the one role I've seen her in the small portion that she's in the film, I think was a pretty funny and awesome role. Now, the first film I'm talking about, of course, is the awesome 2014 sequel, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where Aidy Bryant plays the Statue of Liberty lady, and I think she's absolutely hilarious as the character. It's kind of like in the newest Spider-Man film with the gal that is in the Baskets show, playing that elevator operator type person. It's the same kind of situation, and I think that Aidy did a really good job and was really fun and comical in the small part. And I think she worked really well in the scene and made it very fun and entertaining, and made what was considered, kind of a horrible, Spider-Man venture, still made it very fun and entertaining, and made it, able to get through the film, even though a majority of people thought that it was horrible. When it comes to The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I feel that Jamie Foxx was totally miscast. I think Dan DeHaan was amazing in the role. But the special effects and makeup, I don't think really worked well with him, making him look like the Green Goblin. But at the same time, I think that Aidy Bryant's character really brought out some of those technical flaws and made it fun and an enjoyable experience. Now, the other film that she was in, I haven't had a chance to see. It's in my queue to watch. Looking forward to seeing it. I think it looks super hilarious and fun. And that, of course, is the film that was considered a Best Oscar nominee last year. The film called The Big Sick. Now, The Big Sick is just a fun kind of like rom-com / kind of dramedy type of film that's based on Kunal Nanjiani's real life, actually, with his wife, how they met and all that kind of good stuff. It's kind of loosely based on that. And Aidy Bryant plays a character in the film. I'm not sure exactly who she plays, but from my understanding, she plays a really interesting and fun character. And that is, really a memorable role and makes it very interesting and shows that she does have great comedic chops to allow her to get other roles and to move on and do different roles and stuff like that. And, I see that in her when I watch her on SNL, when I saw her in Amazing Spiderman, and when I saw her in this film. I feel that she has lots of great potential, and from my understanding, her role in The Big Sick was really amazing and fun. Now, it comes, like I said, in the awesome I Feel Pretty. She plays one of Amy Schumer's best friends, and I think she plays the role to the T. I think she worked really well. I felt that she really was Amy Schumer's friend in real life. I feel that they know each other and connected, along with, the other character that's in the film that plays one of her friends. And just, they work so well together. Busy Phillips was super hilarious playing the other friend as well. And her and Busy Phillips, just Aidy Bryant and her, just worked so well together and was super funny. And just was a real pleasure to watch. And I thought that she brought a lot of great one-liners and great chemistry to certain scenes between Amy Schumer and her. And I thought it was just a great performance. Really fun and enjoyable. Looking forward to seeing more from her in the future, and just it's a great film. I can't wait to watch again. It was just so much fun. But if you're not familiar with what I Feel Pretty is about, basically what the premise of the movie is that Amy Schumer's sick and tired of being considered an ugly duckling. She goes to this spin class, basically falls off, hits her head, and then when she wakes up after hitting her head, now she feels she looks like she's the hottest woman in the world, and that she's the most prettiest and gorgeous woman, and now she has all the confidence that she was looking for to begin with. And then the rest of the movie is basically about her basically rising from the bottom to the top, and then all of a sudden that mentality not being there anymore and having to deal with it. It's a great film, great understanding, great story. Brings a lot of body positivity to the world. You don't have to be a size 0 or size 1, to be, amazing. You're an amazing person no matter who you are, and that's what this film was about. And I thought that was a really fantastic message. I like that it brought that to the light. I like how that it just was a fun comedy and was trying to give positivity and not negativity. And I really enjoyed that about the film. Really great film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, people. Worth a watch. Out on DVD and Blu-ray now. Rent it, buy it, whatever you like. It's a great film. Can't wait to add it to my collection. It's going to be a great pleasure to add, and just another great Amy Schumer film. Really enjoyable. Really enjoyed it. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. And also, thank you for subscribing. If it's your first time here, or if you've been here before and you haven't hit that subscribe button before, what are you waiting for? A grand invitation? Come on, people. Hit that button so you don't miss this awesome video or any of the awesome videos I put up. And as always, people, keep your eyes out for older, newer videos you might not have seen yet. And also, people, check out the awesome Stardust app, where you can download in either your iOS or Android system, Google Store, or whatever store you have on your phone, where you can watch 3 to 30-second little mini reviews of TV shows, episodes, trailers, movies, anything you can think of. And also, this awesome app is always updating, adding new special features to it, such as polls and contests and all kinds of good stuff. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and download that. Look me up under Cyberneticshark, follow me, and then I'll follow you back. And as always, people, catch you in the next one.